video. My name is Wood. Gonna jump right into it. I saw Kaylee Reis over the last couple of months. I saw her talking about this project, and I really didn't understand the magnitude of it. That it was like a legitimate movie. Um, and I know she's been talking about knowing her. She's been on here a couple times. I got an interview with her from February 2019 at a fight over in Indiana where she did the play by play with Alicia Napoleon. I have a bit of a relationship with her. I'm supposed to talk to her next week doing press for this, but I like a legitimate movie. But it's here now. I would suggest now the trailer. Catch the Fair One is the name of the movie. Um, It's only an hour and 25 minutes long. If you check out our Instagram account, she actually had a list of, she had a couple of screenshots on there of select theaters around the country that are showing the movie. I saw one is going to be in Columbus at this Gateway Film Center. So that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. Boxing is kind of thin this weekend. The Danny Jacobs fight is out there on the zone. Austin Ammo Williams is on the undercard. So I'll get to that. I might catch that on demand or something. But yeah, you can support this two-time world or two division champion, WBC middleweight champion back in 2016, and is now a unified. I think it's junior lightweight champion. So she's doing her thing in the ring. We'll have the undisputed bout coming up against Chantel Cameron on the zone boxing. So a lot of great stuff happening for Reese, and I'm happy for her. I'm proud of her. She's pretty personable, good spirited. Just got married to her business partner and promoter or co-promoter within the last year, and just has a lot of good energy, a lot of good things happening around her. So, like I said, I checked out the trailer that's available on YouTube. Catch the Fair One, and I'm intrigued. It kind of looks like a mix of a couple of different films. The synopsis of it is a serious. No, a Native American boxer embarks on the fight of her life when she goes in search of her missing sister. Um, I'm gonna check it out. I'm looking forward to checking it out. I got to drive about an hour to get to the theater to watch it. I'll come back and do a review on it on here next week. And like I said, I'll see if I get to talk to her if as things slow down for her. But back to her career. She's been in the ring with Cecilia Brækhus. Actually dropped her on HBO. She has a couple of fights with Christine Hammer, Hannah Gabriels, Tori Nelson. It's been in there with everybody. And it seems like she's had some success coming down from middleweight, dropping down to welterweight, and actually, becoming a unified world champion after taking out Jessica Kamara a couple of months or a month and a half or so ago. So that's what I'm gonna do. Quick question, and I'm seeing a project like this come out, and I'm wondering, I've been saying for years, not on here, but talking to myself as I do quite often, where is Bernard Hopkins' movie? This brother was in prison for like 6 to 8 or 3 to 5 or whatever it was. I'm not an expert in prison sentences and whatnot, but I thought it was aggravated robbery or something. But why hasn't Bernard Hopkins, everything that he did in boxing, middleweight undisputed champion or whatever, um, fought up until what was he, 48 or 49 years old or something, had like two or three different careers inside of his one career. Um, but everything, to become one of the not co-owner, whatever his role was at when him and Shane Mosley went over and joined forces with Oscar De La Hoya as Golden Boy Promotions. But a lot of stuff that man has done And I'm just like, where's the movie, bro? Especially during this pandemic, especially when things were really slow for Golden Boy. We haven't seen Bernard out on the road much. I know he had a little buzz when he made the comments where he questioned whether or not Errol Spence Jr. was really injured when he pulled out of the Manny Pacquiao fight. That's the last time I heard of Bernard. But why hasn't he sat down with somebody? I throw my hat in the ring to do it, but to tell his story. I think he could have gotten at one point in time. I think Idris Elba. I think he would have been a great Bernard Hopkins. I know Idris is a little older now. I don't know what time frame, how they could have fixed him up to making Bernard Hopkins when he was behind the wall and whatnot. But I definitely would. I would enjoy to see. If Reuben Hurricane Carter has a movie, I think we could get Bernard Hopkins in a movie. So I'm throwing that out there to the world. Bernard, sit down and stop trying to get him complicated ass answers and not be able to really articulate what the hell you're talking about. But sit down, get with somebody and write your story. Get your story out there and get the ball rolling. Get it over to Mark Mark Wahlberg or somebody, and give us the executioner on the on the silver screen. But other than that, shout out to Callie Reis. Like I said, she did text me back. I'm hoping to speak to her next week. I don't know if I'm gonna do that with a live Bokeem Woodbine. Yeah, that might be better. It might be a bit more budget friendly too. I just said Idris because I think he's B Hop's height. I think he's like 6'2", 6'1" or something, and just body wise, might be a little better fit. And then I know Idris Elba is in combat sports. He does like mixed martial arts training and whatnot. Might even had like a low level fight maybe 5 years ago or something. So that's why I said Idris. Bokeem Woodbine would be great. Whatever, just get it done. But back to Callie Reis, like I said, I'm gonna try to talk to her next week. I don't know if I'll live stream it on here or if I'll definitely put it on my It's Always Personal podcast, which is out there on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Anchor. So she said she was doing press this week, and a lot of stuff is going on. The film was like nominated for some award, or it won some award at the Tribeca Film Festival. Like I said, if you check out the trailer, I'm intrigued. I think it has a chance to be pretty decent. It kind of looks a little 8 Mile-ish. I don't know if you might have watched that recent movie from Halle Berry, Bruise, that's on Netflix. It might give me some vibes like that. But it's kind of gritty. From what I'm understanding, the violence is gratuitous. It is doing really well on and it just opened today. But it's doing really well from the tomato meter on Rotten Tomatoes. It's at 95% right now. It's a lot of favorable critiques on here that they have listed. Just 2 of them. One says Catch the Fair, one is a revenge thriller, and a satisfying one since the evil on display is so total. That's Sheila O'Malley at RogerEbert.com. A.O. Scott from New York Times says it's a sincere, moderately effective revenge drama that might have been something more. I think I read the full review on that one from him. He just said the violence at the end kind of overshadowed where the story was trying to go. So that's why he kind of rated it down a little bit. But like I said, 95% is promising. I'm going to check it out. Another thing, just in women's boxing in general, we saw last week, they did the New York City stop for April's women's undisputed fight with Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. I'm sitting here also on that card, on the undercard is going to be the women's super middleweight undisputed fight between Franchon Cruz Dezern and Ellen Sieta-Roos. I don't know why they didn't have them two at the press conference. I looked at some of the photos. I didn't watch any of the videos on it and whatnot. I am very enthusiastic about that fight actually happening, but I just didn't watch much of the media. But I didn't see Franchon and her shades, and the mohawk and all of that. I didn't see any of that on the stage. I thought that would have been an excellent opportunity to get a little light on that fight, which I don't know if it's going to be better, but I think it may be more violent. I think Setarus and Franchon Cruz is probably going to be a lot of fireworks in that. I would expect more boxing in Taylor and Serrano. So again, I thought it was a wasted opportunity to let to kind of I can't think of the word, but to continue with the momentum that the women's game is having right now with all of the fights that they're able to put together. But anyway, and I saw where Setarus was down in Miami at like the Fifth Street Gym doing some training. I tried to reach out to her and holler at her, but she didn't respond. So that's, it is what it is. Franchon, you know, Franchon is a slugger. She's been in, and that's the thing. Cruz, Dezern, and Setarus got put on the side, got shelved. I'm not a big believer in Fondura. Fondura was arguably beaten by my man from Cincinnati, Jamonte Clark. I think he probably deserved a draw, I want to say. So I'm not a big believer in Fondura. He beat up my man from Chicago. I didn't really expect that to go that one-sided. But dude from Chicago after his big moment, I don't know what happened to his career. Gallimore. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna take Lubin in that fight. Lubin and Kevin Cunningham seem to have a good thing going between them, and I don't know if Fondura is that big of a puncher and finisher to really to defeat Lubin. So I'm gonna go with Lubin on that one. Lubin also southpaw. We'll chat about it later. Wasn't trying to change. You don't like no damn women's boxing, man. You like Wood. I didn't give you your 2 seconds. I didn't give you your 2 seconds on this women's shit. I know you, bruh. But nah, I just I'm just excited to see the movie. I didn't know it was gonna be a legitimate movie, but shout to her, for making them. Like I said, she's been talking about, with her being half Native American and half Cape Verdean, she's been talking about what's been going on Native American reservations with the disappearance of young women, the rape of young women, sexual assaults and all this stuff, substance abuse, alcoholism, the drugs. She's been talking about the whole nine, with what's going on with our indigenous community and whatnot. So shout out to her for really locking in and being about what she was talking about and getting this done. Obviously, sex trafficking and human trafficking has been a big story. One of the big headlines the last several years. So, maybe this will get the word out on what's going on. It is kind of a subject that, you got to watch Vice or something. They do some in-depth reporting on this. So anyway, I'm going to check it out. What else did I have down here? I mentioned my B-Hop movie pitch. I talked about Catch the Fair One. I gave you my thing on Franchon Cruz, Dezern, and Ellen Setarus. This weekend with Danny Jacobs and John Ryder. I saw Jacobs talking about, his career isn't over. He's very interested in continuing on and wants to be a two-division champion. I did mention, with him being up at super middleweight now, I don't like his chances in getting that goal achieved because of the fact that I just don't think there's going to be much. I don't think there's going to be any push for him to get a rematch with Canelo Alvarez for however long he holds on to those titles. And maybe that's the plan, if he can wait around until Canelo drops those titles or lets a few of them go. It's not like he needs them to make fights, but if he would let the belts go at super middleweight, then maybe it creates a vacant title, and that'll be an opportunity for him to pick up a belt at a second weight. I don't know why. I was joking with myself, or I told you I talk to myself a lot. I was joking about, I was going to say a little joke about Demetrius Andre would love to have a career that B-Hop had in middleweight. With Andre not getting a whole lot done legacy wise, for not all because of himself, not all his own doing, but he would love to have the run that B Hop made, and maybe with him now possibly moving up or likely moving up to super middleweight to be able to make a meaningful fight. Maybe with him and Danny Jacobs both being Eastern Seaboard guys, or Northeast guys, maybe they could make that happen. I'm not saying that's a great fight or I'm dying to see that fight, but it is it would be a meaningful fight. How long is Daniel Jacobs going to continue to be a person of interest for the zone? I don't know what his I don't know what his fee is right now. But it's not like he's bringing a lot. It's not like he's driving the zone subscriptions. And I don't know what his leverage was. I know he's not getting paid anything on the level of what he got for the Canelo fight. And after coming off of a bad outing against Gabriel Rosado, he might just be getting what he can, taking what he can get, maybe. But again, that is an option. Whatever Canelo decides to do, whether he goes down or looks down to pull Charlo up, or whether he goes up to face Bivol and then potentially the winner of Beterbiev and Bivol at some point, he has options. But like I said, I don't know how long he's going to continue to hold all four of the belts at super middleweight, continue to pay all those sanctioning fees. How much is it? How much does it mean to him to remain as the reigning undisputed champion? It's not like he needs that. It's not like he needs that on the marketing for any of his fights for undisputed super middleweight champion to be on the marquee. So I would imagine as this fight comes together, either before it or right after it, I would imagine he relinquishes those titles. And then, some of these guys can scramble around and try to do something. Benavidez is out there. Buatsi, he might be up at super middleweight. I mean, light heavyweight. But anyway, no boxing this weekend. I'm trying to give you something to do. If you check out Callie Reis's Instagram page, I believe it's at KO_NDN boxer BXR. If you want to check out her Instagram page, you can see the image that she had that had all the theaters that are carrying the movie this weekend. And if you're a little investigative or creative, you can look at that, Google where those what's going on in those cities, and you could potentially go out and catch a movie if you give a damn about supporting this lady, in her ventures outside of the ring. And then also, I want to, if I do get a chance to talk to her, I want to know what's the time frame for the undisputed fight with Chantel Cameron. When is the zone gonna put that together? Obviously, they won't have it ready for the Taylor Serrano undisputed fight card. But I would imagine, 2 or 3 months after that, I guess conceivably if Canelo chose to stay with the zone, in May, maybe that's when it could happen. They could put it on there as part of that, possibly. I don't know. I'm trying to think what the hell else the zone even has in the pipeline, other than Usyk and AJ, which would be overseas. Cameron is from the UK. I'm rambling now. Let me get out of here. Bite down boxing. Don't let them count you out. Pay me no mind. Sports and entertainment. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Have a phenomenal weekend. You can support the channel by going to if you want to bet on the Super Bowl or you bet on any sports. Bet us, betus.com.pa. And if you open an account and use promo code JOIN125, you know, some of the all the money that's over there, I could get a little cut of some of that, you know, 5 cents, 30 cents, nothing that's gonna help me out. But you know, I take it. Let me get out of here. Peace.